almost got away with it. I almost made it the entire day without bothering to be even remotely accountable to do a video this week. And honestly, I was pretty okay with that. Figure, it's no big deal. Nobody necessarily cares. I'm just kind of doing this on a lark anyway. I can just kind of, I'll muck it up. I'll do something tomorrow. No real hurry to tackle anything right now. It's not how it works. As much as I wish I could say, it's just not how it works. Interesting conversation came up this morning with regards to just the concept of accountability, and particularly with group accountability. In this particular circumstance, this subject had come up with regards to religion and the church. Not to bash religion or the church at all in any way, just kind of saying that it serves as a good example. And this has come up a couple times as of late. That being that there's been some question recently as to why more people aren't turning to religion for solace, why more people aren't reaching out to the church like they have in the past. Wow, I'm getting all this really wacky hand gesture off on the side, so I'm just going to keep on juggling here and there. Off the subject. Going to put my hands down just so I can not worry about that. Anyway, so why aren't people going back to the church? Well, it's remarkably easy to understand, really, because the church has currently saddled itself with a tremendous racist who refuses to take any accountability for himself. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, the church also seems to be pretty unrepentant for an organization based on repentance. Just because they've been washed free of sin doesn't mean that they can't still sin and still need to apologize for it and make better for it. So it still does come down to that question of accountability. I'm got this little shadow over that eye that's not quite right, but these are getting a little bit better each time, so mad props for that. Magic. And ultimately, if an organization can't be counted on to be accountable to police itself and to police its members, then the organization or culture really doesn't have a lot of viability or position to speak as an authority on other people's issues or to stand in judgment of other people. Ultimately, you have to be responsible for you and for yourself. This was actually one of my core number one dad rules when I was raising the kids, which is, I don't care. I don't care if you folks find religion. I don't care what you do. You are going to face the consequences of your own choices, so make good choices. Pure and simple. You're accountable to yourself and God as you see fit. But know that you're going to be accountable one way or the other. It's not something that you can turn down. In this particular circumstance, and why this is germane to this particular conversation, I've committed myself to doing this at least once a week, usually on Wednesdays. Will anyone's life be completely shattered if I don't? No. Will people be sad because they don't get my winning personality and my ever more luscious growing hair? Well, maybe. Some people happen to like me. I'm finding myself among them. But ultimately, it really doesn't matter tinker's damn whether or not I do this or not every week. But it does matter that if I'm going to say that I'm going to do it, if I'm going to put the effort into it, and if I expect to find any measure of success, not just in this, a little thing that I'm doing, but in the big things that I do, I have to take the time and I have to do them. So today is my begrudging YouTube video that I really didn't want to do because I would have much rather sat on a warm couch in a pleasantly dark living room, kicking back with a bit of CNN, maybe a little bit of a video game, and scrolling through Reddit for memes to share with people. But nope, responsibility had to take its place, and I had to get this done before the lighting got really, really wonky. So, Question for you. How are you holding yourself accountable for your decisions? Have you given any thought to that? Just kind of a thought. What areas might you be slipping in? Tossing that in just because I think it might steer a little conversation. I'm going to try and throw in a bit more of these call to actions as time goes by, because ultimately, my passion is personal betterment and the betterment of other people. If I'm talking for 5 to 10 minutes every week, I might as well talk about the things I'm passionate about, which is progress in people. So for now, we'll just consider that as progressive as we're going to get today.